Bowl season is here. Are you ready to cash in on what you know? Where you play is as important as what you play. The pros play at mybookie.ag. All the lines, odds, and plays, both college and pro, all at mybookie.ag. Play where you get paid super fast and there's never a hassle. Step up and mybookie.ag will match your deposit with up to a 50% bonus. Use promo code JJ50 to activate the offer. Don't leave the money on the table. mybookie.ag, promo code JJ50, and your first deposit is matched up to 50%. Play where the pros play because they get paid. mybookie.ag.
And now, Jalen and Jacoby on ESPN Radio.
When I pop the trunk, head to death. Y'all pop the trunk, I pop the hood.
Now act stupid, I'll pop the trunk. Now give me a boom.
Let's get it right this time.
It's Jalen Rose.
Are you guys really ready? This is like a mic check, a sound check that we're doing live for the people. What up, dope?
I'm David Jacoby.
And on the cool check-in, center stage on the mic.
And we putting it on wax.
He did that on purpose. He did that on purpose. Reggie, don't play with us, man. We're trying to run a real efficient, professional operation here, and now you're out here just playing with us, playing with our emotions. You know, we're trying to get. You know, here's what the pilot doesn't do when he's pulling off the runway to take a flight. He doesn't play with you. He doesn't pull up a little bit, land on the ground a little bit, and then take off. Now you got us messed up, Reg. We should just cancel the show today. Jalen, you want to cancel the show?
Yeah, let's do that.
But
you know what? If we cancel the show. But the only thing is, if we cancel the show, Barron wouldn't like that. So let's not do it.
Welcome to Jalen and Jacoby. This is the podcast. We're off the radio because of the MLB playoffs.
And like Chuck D would say, radio, suckers never play me.
So now, we are going to give you exclusive podcast content because we're still doing the half-hour TV show, but we always want to give the people what they want. Our podcast listeners, our day one listeners, our everyday listeners, our listeners at work, our listeners at the commute, our listeners in the car, our listeners on the jog, our listeners at the workout. We love you so much. There's nothing I love more than meeting people that listen to the show every day. You probably know more about me than my closest friends and family do.
We miss you so much. We followed you today.
Don't even know what that means.
Orange Juice Jones.
If you call 985-80-JALEN, you can leave us voicemails. If you leave us voicemails and you give Reggie a shout-out, because Reggie picks them.
Or Carlos.
We'll play him on the show.
Or Curtis. Or Harlan.
Just like this.
Or
Jalen Jacoby, what up, though? Max from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Checking in on you guys. Just listened to the pod and literally had to pump the brakes on it. Well, not literally because I'm driving, and if I pump the brakes on the highway, it'd be bad news. But listen to the pod, had to pump the brakes. Jalen, you said you like sangria. I love sangria, but I know it's not the toughest drink in the world. You know, it's not scotch on the rocks. But is it a soft move or a boss move to drink sangria and just enjoy the wonderfulness of it? Let me know. Keep getting them checks. Shout out Reggie. Shout out the whole staff. Shout out to that one producer who doesn't like his name being called, but we're still going to say it anyway. Peace.
A couple of things. His name is Max from Florida, right?
Yeah.
We appreciate the call. We appreciate the support. Thank you for making sure you included the entire staff. Let me teach you a couple of things. Sangria is one of those things that if you're watching football and it's 1 PM, you're past the Bloody Mary phase. Mm-hmm. It's not really time for red wine at that point of the day.
Or scotch.
I'm not much of a beer drinker, trying to cut down on the calories. So that just becomes the hybrid for me.
But I really want to get to the core of what he's asking, which is, he's worried about being judged because he knows that sangria is kind of a soft order. And here's the thing is, you know what's not soft? Being who you are
want to do.
And liking what you like. You know, like I've seen Jalen Rose. Do you know what Jalen Rose's favorite drinks are? Lemon drops. You know, Jaeger. You know, sangria. hot sake. Like, those are the things that Jalen Rose drinks. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if other people know, other people see, other people hear, whatever. Give me a lemon drop shot. Chilled.
I'm not going to just order an old-fashioned because the guys next to me like, that'll put hair on your chest.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I don't need hair on my chest.
But you do an old-fashioned from time to time, though, to be fair.
I do. That's when I'm feeling myself. If you see me drinking one of them, I just got to check.
Sangria is good, though, but I like drinks that I can have 14 or 15 of. You know what I mean? And sangria is just too sweet. It starts giving me a headache, and all that sugar will give you a hangover. When you get old, you really start worrying about the next day more than you used to. Like, I used to not even think about the next day.
And you start caring about the calories, too.
Yeah, you really do. You really got to sometimes. Shout to you. Thank you so much. Keep doing your sangria. White sangria, red sangria. Do you.
Do you.
Let's listen to another voicemail.
What up, Jalen and Jacoby? This is Dart from Mississippi, by way of off of Texas now, St. Tree. I heard y'all say it was cultural to hunt. I'm a country boy. It's not cultural it's cultural, but it's not cultural as in black and white. It's cultural as in city folk and country folk. Shout out to Red. Shout out.
It's a good point. There is a difference between cultural and regional. Yep. You know? And I would say hunting might be more regional than cultural. We're allowed to admit when we're wrong. I think that's a good point. It is. It's probably more regional than cultural. One thing you won't find me doing is shooting a wild animal and carrying it through the woods for 3 miles.
Well, the thing, you're not going to see me doing one of my friends or family members just walking around with guns.
Yeah, let's just wear a bunch of fatigues and just go into the woods with a bunch of guns and knives.
And the other thing I'm not about to be doing
that's called the revolution.
I'm not about to be sitting still for 4 straight hours.
If me and my boys get together, we got a bunch of guns and knives, we're all wearing fatigues. Like, the world, this is the apocalypse. Like, this is the apocalypse. That's what it is. That means there's no electricity, zombies are taking over, the kangaroos have tried to take over, aliens have landed. That's the only way that you're seeing me and my friends with a bunch of guns and knives and fatigues walking through the woods, is if some catastrophic event has forced that to happen. And I got to carry the twins. It's just going to be too hard. I don't got room for the guns and knives and stuff. Got too many kids. Slowing me down, complaining. I want to watch Paw Patrol. Man, it's the zombie apocalypse. There's no more Paw Patrol. That was too much. I got a tweet that I want to address. Okay? And I feel like they might be taking shots not just at us, but at the entire operation that we have here at Jalen and Jacoby.
Well, we shouldn't read that then.
No, I want to talk about it. We have to address these issues head on. Multigrain says, seriously, why do you need 12 producers for a podcast? I understand this. And if you listen to the podcast, it doesn't feel like we have any producers or we are particularly talented. I understand that feeling as well.
Well, I actually like this question. Go ahead.
But here's the thing. This is also a television show, okay?
And a radio show.
And a radio show and a podcast. And in order to do so, it takes a lot of people to broadcast that sort of thing. Now, if you've watched the television show, you'll realize that we have, 1/5 of the staff of an actual television show, but it doesn't look any different. We have the best staff in the business. Shout out to our staff.
And also, I got to point something out that's really important. Multigrain.
Yeah, Multigrain.
Name me another radio show that's also a podcast and television show that's currently going in the industry.
The Russillo Show. Levitard. I can name a ton, actually. Dan Patrick, Rich Eisen, Mike and Mike. You want me to keep going? I think we get paid the least out of all those people, though. Let's move on before we get in trouble. This is from Finger Roll Jones. If your name is Finger Roll Jones, I'm going to read your tweet on the show because your name is Finger Roll Jones, and I think I'm going to name my next child Finger Roll Jones Jacoby. Thank you so much, Mr. Jones. I'm gonna read all.
I thought you was getting your tube ties. What is it?
Well, listen, man. I haven't gotten the tubes tied yet.
Don't do it.
I haven't got
Please
it yet.
Don't
I'm
do
gonna do
it
it on the show. We'll be broadcasting the show from the hospital bed.
No, we don't. I'm not supporting that.
Live shot.
That's like bungee jumping. I ain't going to watch that.
When are you guys gonna buy me a skydiving ticket? Come on, Harlan.
I don't want to see that happen.
Is Tony Parker officially Toilet Parker?
I'm not going to disrespect.
Oh, I will. I'll disrespect. You're too old.
Well, here's the thing.
Your leg doesn't work, and you're old.
No, hold on.
Come on, Tony Parker.
No, toilet doesn't apply for a guy that's a future Hall of Famer and a champion like him.
Okay.
I think that's going a little bit too far.
I'm the media guy. You're the ex-athlete. You know, the media guy calls people toilet
That's
Parker.
going a little too far.
All right,
now, if you want to say that like about a guy that was like a number one pick or something that didn't pan out, that's one thing, but not about Tony Parker. I'm not rolling.
Okay. But Anthony Bennett doesn't sound like toilet, though. But we'll come up with something. Who will be better player in the long run, Booker or Clay? No, there's another Finger Roll Jones tweets. If you name Finger Roll Jones, I'm going to put you on the show.
All I know is this. The night of the draft, when Booker got picked, I compared those two guys together. And people tried to troll me that didn't really look deeper into the comparison and thought I just said it because of their skin complexion. And all I know is those two guys had the two highest scoring outputs in the league last season.
Good point.
So to answer the question, you got to get an edge right now to Clay because he's on a better team and he already got a head start at championships.
This is from Iman. He said, I started ordering my pizzas well done because Jacoby recommended it, and it's fire. I just want to say it again. In case you missed the episodes in which I've said this, if you are ordering pizzas, order them well done. You will never, ever, ever regret it. It's not like a steak. You know what I mean? It's not like a steak. You want it rare. You want all your pizzas well done. You want bubbles. You want burnt crust. You want crispiness. You want all of that. Let's listen to another voicemail.
Hi, Jalen and Jacoby. It's Yvonne from Chino Hills. Shout out. See what I just did there, Reg? I just did your job for you. So last week, last night I went to the Lakers preseason at what was basically Lonzo's hometown in Ontario. You know, I purchased floor seats, paid good money to be right next to the Lakers bench. Got my camera all ready for when they come out the tunnel. But to my dismay, the homies didn't even look up or smile for us fans. We all kept shouting their names, Lonzo, Kuz, which I thought, in my mind, would make anyone look up, smile, wave, flip me off, do something. You know, Magic was shaking hands, Rob Pelinka came over and chatted us up. So, at the risk of having a Cam Newton girl moment in sports, Jalen, tell me, take me behind the curtain. Why do you want to smile and let us take a pic? Soft move or boss move? Looks ignoring fans. Keep giving the people what they want.
Thank you, Yvonne, for the call. Big shout to Chino Hills. We appreciate the love. I'm glad that the Hall of Fame mogul Irvin Johnson came to represent. I'm glad that Rob Pelinka came to represent. There's a fine line between taking your job and serious and being focused and taking yourself too serious.
Okay.
Those are two different things. And a part of being an athlete is that you're also there to entertain. It's a preseason game. Fans are there for your enjoyment. Usually the elite players aren't playing heavy minutes. And so interaction with the fans, especially those that are close, normally is commonplace. You see LeBron taking popcorn from fans, and I could give 100 examples. So what I hear sounds like a bunch of young guys feeling themselves.
I look at it like this. I'm sure that this young lady is a wonderful young lady. I'm sure she tried to get the picture. She called their names. But there are another 9,000 people there. And they're probably calling names too. And you can't take a pic for everybody that says your name. So at some point, you're going to have to ignore people. You know, and maybe she just got ignored. I feel bad for her.
I'm not rolling.
Here's the thing.
She said she was close.
If she listens to Jalen Jacoby and she calls 98580 Jalen and leaves a voicemail,
Shout out.
then she got to get a pic. You know, that's all. That's not giving the people what they want. We have a motto here: give the people what they want. Come on, NBA, give the people what they want.
Also, you can make the argument that our show is more popular than any of the guys on the Lakers right now.
You could. We have a celebrity tweet. Special guest tweet. Newly added to the roster, young woman by the name of Katie Nolan. She joined ESPN. She's going to do great things. Follow her if you don't follow her.
Shout out.
Hi, Katie. Congratulations. Welcome to the family officially.
She doesn't listen to the show. I asked the people to give us questions, and she responded. Are you comfortable with the level of wokeness of your current yogurt brand? You know, Cam got dropped by Dannon in that Oikos Greek yogurt. He got dropped real quick after that ridiculous thing that he said to that reporter. And Gatorade put out a statement saying that they dropped the ads. They stopped putting up the ads and they don't support him anymore. They still have to like pay him his contract because they don't want to go to court. But Gatorade put out a statement denouncing Cam Newton's treatment of that female reporter. Now he's getting hit in the pockets. Still hasn't apologized, Jalen Rose.
Wow. At this point of the day.
What do you think happens next?
So a couple of things happens next. First off, again, I want to answer Katie's question. Because
are you comfortable with the level of wokeness of your yogurt brand?
I am.
You're not a dairy guy, Jalen. You're not a dairy guy. Whatever you're about to say is about to be a lie.
No, it's not.
You don't have a yogurt brand. You don't
do have
dairy.
A yogurt brand.
Here's the thing. If I see you eating yogurt, I'm going to give you a pound and say goodbye. I don't want to be around you anymore.
I just went and got Molly some FAGE total 2%.
Oh, the Fage. Oh, that's pretty good. I do like the Greek yogurt. It's thick. You know, it's pretty good. You got to mix something in there, though, if it doesn't have a flavor. Like a little Rice Krispies in there. Little Rice Krispies in there is good. I like to mix up some granola in there or something. I'm a yogurt guy.
So I wanted to surprise Katie and surprise you. So if she needed more feedback on what to do with the yogurt, I just gave her the source, Molly Karen.
Go with the Fage. I believe that's how you say it. Fage. Jalen, do you want to give the people what they want?
Always.
Bowl season is here. Are you ready to cash in on what you know? Where you play is as important as what you play. The pros play at mybookie.ag. All the lines, odds, and plays, both college and pro, all at mybookie.ag. Play where you get paid super fast and there's never a hassle. Step up and mybookie.ag will match your deposit with up to a 50% bonus. Use promo code JJ50 to activate the offer. Don't leave the money on the table. Mybookie.ag, promo code JJ50, and your first deposit is matched up to 50%. Play where the pros play because they get paid. MyBookie.ag.
The people of Minnesota got what they wanted. The Minnesota Lynx are now 4-time WNBA champions. They really tried to give away the game at the end. I was watching you, Lynx, but they pulled it out. But it was the beginning of the game which showed their key to victory. If you look at this footage from their pregame locker room speech, you will see behind one of the players is a bottle of MD 2020 known as Mad Dog 2020. It has been the key to their success. They're superstitious about this. They've had it in their locker room since 2011. Jalen Rose, in honor of this and the Lynx champions, I filled the studio with Mad Dog 2020.
Yes, indeed.
We will never lose a show for the rest of the time we are on the air, which probably won't be that long if we ever drink this. But we will be undefeated forever as a program as long as we have our Mad Dog 2020 bottles.
Yep. This is why we're the boardwalk of television and podcast. A couple of things. You can start making an argument that Maya Moore is probably one of the greatest champions in professional and collegiate sports of all time.
You could. It'd be tricky, but let's start with in the WNBA. There's still some competition.
I'm just saying about what she's already accomplished, the chips that she's already won on both levels. Mm-hmm. But back to the Mad Dog 2020.
Okay.
First and foremost, whose locker was that in?
So I think that was Cynthia Fowles, I believe. That's what I
need
believe.
A name. And here's why.
Sylvia Fowles.
Sylvia, I have to. Oh, that's the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
I have to tell you this. You could have ran with Detroit Southwestern anytime. Because whether you know this or not, in the 90s, that was so very popular. Not only that, but Cisco and OE and
Night
St.
Train,
Ives and Wild Irish Rose. Like, that right there, it just makes me happy to see that bottle. I'm so disappointed that I'm not in the studio right now, but it's best for our program because we'd probably get fired.
It's best for everybody.
And or canceled if I wasn't there. Now, here's the one thing I have to stress.
Uh-oh.
And Sylvia, please reach out to the program. Please, 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 because I have to answer this question. It's really important. When other champions are drinking champagne, are you guys truly drinking that?
Oh, you have to. Here's the thing. If you just won a championship on your home floor and the confetti's coming down from the ceiling and you've got Mad Dog 2020 in the locker room, you are drinking the Mad Dog 2020 no matter what. And when you wake up the next morning, you are regretting that you drank the Mad Dog 2020. We all know that to be true as well.
Now, drinking that Mad Dog 2020 will have you calling Earl and gripping the toilet, like DJ Quick would say.
Yes, it will. Let's move on, Mr. Rose. From the heights of female athleticism to some of the depths of what females in sports have to deal with. Cameron. Killer
Mr.
Cam.
Newton.
Killer Cam. Killer Cam.
Cam.
Fig Newton.
Oh, Cam.
Pig Newton. Newton's Law. Cam, what are you doing? By the time you're watching this program, you've already seen this story. You've seen the tweets. You've seen the footage. What he did was so disrespectful, so vile, so antiquated, so just ridiculous that you don't need us to tell you why and that it was wrong. But one of the things that bothers me the most about this is Jordan Rodriguez. Her story is now, she told us that she spoke with Cam after he did this and he did not apologize. In my mind, both of those things are awful, but worse than that is the fact that he did not apologize.
What he did was basically sexist and misogynistic to inquire that a female, oh, and by the way, for everybody that repeats this, the way he used that term was also disrespectful.
Good point.
They could actually be called women or ladies. But I want to point out a few things that tend to happen in sports. And as an athlete, these are some of the barriers and or stereotypes I hoped to avoid by getting into this industry. I talk a lot about wanting to be an honor roll student and make the dean's list because I didn't want to be considered a dumb jock. But what ends up happening is sometimes we create certain activities that make people question our intelligence. And let me tell you what I mean. There are so many athletes that think because you, for example, didn't play the sport, that you shouldn't have an opinion on it. And then it goes a little bit further. People will say, well, because I played basketball, I shouldn't talk about football. Or then there's the athlete that says, well, I'm so very accomplished, I'm in the Hall of Fame, so therefore, if you ain't in the Hall of Fame, you can't say anything about me. And then there's the guy that's like, oh, I won so many championships. If you don't have any championships like me, then you can't say anything. All of that is ridiculous. If you're measured, if you're intelligent, if you're a student of your craft, and or, by the way, you get paid to do this job, that means you're a professional. That means you have the opportunity. You have earned the right to have an opinion. And if you just so happen to be a woman, like she was in this case, don't be one of those trolls that's sending out messages agreeing with Cam, because what he said is wrong. You're worse than the people that like and retweet things sometimes that 45 says. You become a part of the problem instead of part of the solution. And lastly, I don't care what she tweeted about her dad years ago. I don't care about whatever's on her timeline 5 years ago. That has nothing to do about this scenario. Is it life or death? No. But is it rude, disrespectful, and should he apologize? Only if it's genuine? Absolutely.
It's also indicative of what females have to deal with, not just in this industry, but just in the world, all over the world.
A male-dominated industry literally coming to the forefront, unfortunately.
And now we have this. Kobe Bryant was on the Hollywood Reporters Awards Chatter podcast.
Black Mamba.
And he was asked what he would do if he were in the league now during the anthem, and he answered, kneel. You know Kobe. Do you believe him?
I want to believe him.
I don't believe him.
Now, the Kobe Bryant that came into the league as a teenager, we saw him mature over a 20-year span. And so the things that you think are important then versus the thing as a father that's retired, that has kids, and now has a worldly view of things is way different now. So I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but more importantly, I appreciate the fact that he's conscious and he's speaking on a topic that's really prevalent, but I continue to have to stress. People aren't protesting the anthem. They're not protesting
It's not about the anthem.
They're protesting inequality. They protested racial justice, police brutality. Those are the things that are being protested.
There's too much focus on the anthem and the flag and the military and not enough focus on what this is all about originally. OJ
Juice
is on the loose. So let me just explain something. He was in jail, right, for 9 years. He was not in jail for anything to do with the murder of Nicole Simpson or Ron Goldman. Nothing to do with that. He was in jail because of an incident that happened in a Las Vegas hotel room that involved his memorabilia. So now TMZ has pictures of him doing what when he gets released? In a Las Vegas hotel room at night, signing some memorabilia. OJ, what are you doing? What are you doing, OJ? Can you explain this, Jalen?
There is no explanation. If I was him, I would have been on the first thing smoking.
What are you doing in Las Vegas in hotel room signing memorabilia,
because the
OJ?
one thing about signing memorabilia, you can do it in another country.
And also, you can sign memorabilia anywhere. Also, any money that you make from signing memorabilia, you owe to someone else. And if you don't pay them, then you are going to be breaking the law. And if you break the law, where do you go, Mr. Rose?
In jail without the bail.
Come on, OJ. Moving on. Friend of the podcast, colleague of ours, great basketball mind and thinker and reporter, Brian Windhorst, addressed a topic that we've been discussing for quite some time. On The Jump yesterday, he said that the NBA would never, Jalen, never go to a 0 through 16 seeding playoff format. This is something that you have been suggesting for years. It is a clear, correct answer for the league to do in time, but he has some good reasons why he doesn't think it'll happen. The league does not want the playoffs dominated by small market teams that come in the Western Conference. It would hurt the ratings, and it would take 20 votes from the organizations to approve this sort of a change. The Eastern Conference wouldn't go for it. Even though we know it's the right thing to do you think that this could keep it from happening?
I think it can't keep it from happening, not because of the first reason, the small market teams, i.e. Portland, for example, being in the playoffs versus a large market team, say like New York or Philly, they probably have a better record than being in the playoffs. But the 20 votes. But the foul thing about this conversation is that we're clearly saying that the East won't go for it.
That
lets you know that there's an issue.
There is an issue, and also like the Eastern Conference will not be, the Western Conference will not be dominating the Eastern Conference forever. At some point, it will level out, and at that point, I believe they will address this. It is the right thing to do. Like the whole travel thing is over, and the conferences and the divisions, like no one cares about this. We want to see the best 16 teams play in the playoffs, and if you look at the matchups every single year, if you went 0 to 16, it would be a better playoffs, and you are incentivizing the teams to finish higher because they would play not the 8th best team in the conference, but they would play the 16th or 15th or 14th best team in the league. It just makes too much sense.
Absolutely. And also for those that hope to see this happen and or have an opposition to this happen, what it also does, it forces you to play the 82-game schedule. Because a lot of times you get slotted in your conference and you understand that you're 2 or 3 games either way, and so you're able to pace yourself. If you have to go 1 through 16, you literally have to play out the entire schedule, and it makes a bigger difference later in the year.
We all know it's the right thing to do. It'll happen. Let's move on. The baseball playoffs are happening right now, and the New York Yankees are going up against the Cleveland Indians, which puts LeBron James in an interesting position, especially when the New York Yankees official account tweets this picture of LeBron James with the caption, #Pinstripe Pride. LeBron James is clearly a Yankee fan in this picture, but was supporting the Cleveland Indians last year during their playoff run. Jalen Rose, you know I am a die-easy sports fan. I am not a die-hard sports fan. I will float from team to team. My loyalties lie wherever I want, whenever I want. So I ride for LeBron James and his die-easy Cleveland Indians fandom. What do you think about his die-easy fandom?
But your decisions don't sway fiscally what happens in Cleveland and in Ohio the way his does. And or for that matter,
how do you know?
Whatever happens around the league. And so when you are in a situation that he's in, a lifetime Yankee fan, playing against the Indians, you're from Ohio, you have split allegiance. So I wouldn't be surprised if he shows up wearing an Indians jersey, and they haven't changed that name yet, and a Yankees hat. The Yankees don't allow people to wear facial hair. They still don't have names on the back of their jerseys. But anyway, that's what I think he's going to do.
Next, I just love the idea of this. George Foreman on Twitter challenged Steven Seagal to a match where he said that he will box and Steven Seagal can use whatever. 10 rounds in Las Vegas. Would this be the best fight of 2017 if it actually happened?
No. Canelo Triple G is the best fight of 2017. Now, with that being said, I'm rolling with Big George.
What if Steven Seagal uses a grill, though? What if he brings out the Foreman grill? He said, you can use whatever I want, George. I'm bringing the grill.
Why would Seagal bring out one of his weapons? If anything, it should happen in reverse. That's not fair.
The most important story of the day is this. The legend, the hero, the great artist, Ghostface Killah has a new business. He has launched his own cryptocurrency company. It's called Cream Capital. It took me a long time to figure out why it's called Cream Capital because I'm really dumb. And, Jalen, are you down with Ghostface cryptocurrency?
Cash rules everything around me. Here's the thing.
What?
We talk a lot about on this program about a VIP list of individuals that we would not tolerate to be slandered. Ghostface is on that list.
I don't know.
Iron Eagle is on that list.
I don't know what cryptocurrency is. I don't know how it works. I don't know what Ghostface involvement is, but I'm all in. Whatever you want, Ghostface.
Whatever he
you can
says.
take all my real money. You can turn it into fake money. You can put it online. Whatever you need, Ghostface. We are here for you on Jalen and Jacoby. We ride for you. Long live Cream Capital, cryptocurrency, whatever that is.
The Iron Eagle.
We have a game that we play on this show. It's called Keep It Moving. It's very simple. If you want to discuss it, you tell me to hit the brakes. If it's not worth discussing, as so many things are not worth discussing,
we don't force topics on this fine program.
we keep it moving. First, Terrell Pryor went on Instagram and explained why he was so vulgar
You know
towards a
what?
fan.
I'm going to say keep it moving on this one because you can either go X route, I for an hour, MLK route, turn the other cheek. He kind of did a hybrid of the two.
Kevin Love already is talking about potential picks for the All-Star game from LeBron. Keep it moving.
Keep it
or hit the
moving.
brakes.
You already know we're going to take it some type of way if Bron don't pick you.
Joey Fatone said that NSYNC could join Justin Timberlake on the Super Bowl stage. Jalen, do you know who NSYNC is?
I do.
Who's NSYNC?
A boy band.
Oh, I didn't know you knew that. Okay.
And here's the thing.
Can you name an NSYNC song?
Gone.
I just heard Reggie say that in your ear. I heard Reggie say that into your ear. See now I don't even know. I don't even know it's real anymore. I don't even know who you are. Is Reggie giving you all the answers now? Reggie's got your back. Yeah, you know what? Reggie probably doesn't know.
He ain't supposed to hear you.
Gone is a real NSYNC song, isn't it? I want it. Let's keep it moving, man. Come on, Reg. Andy Reid has an interesting approach to motivating his team. Keep it moving, or hit the brakes.
Keep it moving. He's the head coach whisperer. I think he has 4 or 5 of his former assistants leading teams currently.
Kristaps Porzingis isn't so happy with the plans the Knicks have for him. Keep it moving, hit the brakes.
First off, he needs to stop thirst trapping on social media.
Okay. Thank you for that. Here is what Mr. Porzingis said about the plans of the Knicks to put him at center. Quote, I think it's better for us, me at the 4, especially if I'm playing against a non-shooting 4, I can do a lot. When I'm playing against the 5, I'm fighting with the big a lot of time and I'm wasting a lot of energy. Obviously, offensively, I have an advantage at center, but I'm just more comfortable playing at the 4. Kristaps, can I explain something to you?
You're a 7-footer. You're staying
7 feet
foul
tall.
Trouble. You're in the Eastern Conference.
They got Draymond Green playing center over there.
That could get you in foul trouble. Kevin Love is going to be playing the 5.
What do you think is going to happen here? Yeah, Kevin Love's playing the 5 in your conference. Kristaps Porzingis, the reason that people are calling you a unicorn is because you can play center. Yeah. This is your future in the NBA is at the 5 position. I know it's harder to bang against those guys. Do you know what it sounded like to me? It sounds like, oh, that sounds like a lot of work. That sounds like something I would say. Like, I don't know if I want to do that, ESPN. That sounds like a lot of work. That's basically what he's saying. That might hurt my numbers. That sounds like a lot of work. I don't want to do it. Come on, Kristaps.
And also, too, the 4 position has evolved. So all of a sudden now you got to guard Draymond Green, Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want those problems.
LeBron James in certain matchups.
You don't want those problems, Kristaps. You're 7 feet tall. You're a center. That's how it works. Unless you're Kevin Durant. You're not Kevin Durant.
Unless they get one.
You're not Kevin Durant. You're not Kevin Durant, Porzingis. Next, Isaiah Thomas took a little shot at the Celtics. Do you want to hear about it? Keep moving or hit the brakes?
Hit the brakes.
Oh, okay.
I think that's my guy.
He took a picture of the whiteboard at the Cavs facility. It said, "Thought of the day. Respect is earned, honesty is appreciated, trust is gained." And then he circled, "Loyalty is returned." Is that a shot at the Celtics?
Absolutely. And I pointed this out because it got lost with their team acquiring Kyrie Irving. What they really were saying is they didn't want to max out Isaiah Thomas. Mm-hmm. And that should be something that he takes personal, and I can't wait to see how he responds.
Jalen, legacy is very important to you. You talk about it all the time. Well, there's a player in the NBA that doesn't care about legacy at all. Keep it moving or hit the brakes?
Hit the brakes.
Manu Ginobili said, quote, "Just live your life every single day. Do the best you can. That's more of my motto than leaving a legacy."
If Manu Ginobili didn't care about leaving a legacy, he wouldn't have found a way to sacrifice as much as he has. And I know that sounds contradictory because a lot of times you can say, hey, I don't want to be a member of the Spurs. I want to go somewhere and be the guy. But that's also taking a chance. I think he would have been able to flourish in that system, but he has been somebody that's been selfless. He could have been a starter. He probably could have got a maximum contract. Later in his career, he probably could have gone for green pastures. So if somebody is believable in this tone, I would have to take him for his word at this point.
He's not going to get a statue, though, right?
No. He will not get a statue. Tim Duncan's getting a statue. David Robinson should have one also.
Can you name another NSYNC song, Jalen Rose? Can you name another one? Don't do it, Reggie. Can you name another one?
I cannot.
Can you name someone in NSYNC?
Justin Timberlake.
Have you ever been in a sink?
Yes, I was washed in the sink for years growing up, and I slept
We'll be
in the
back
top
tomorrow.
drawer.
Jalen and Jacoby on ESPN2.